Welcome to the Time to Fly podcast. It's time to give your business wings and take flight to achieve more impact, influence, and income with unique perspectives, tools, and tips from successful entrepreneurs and business professionals to help your business fly. Here to educate, encourage, and entertain you with their own unique perspectives and experience, plus sharing anecdotes of growing up as cowgirls. Here's your host, Nikole Haumont.
Welcome to this episode of Time to Fly. Give your business wings. I'm your host, Nikole Haumont, here today with 7 simple steps to stand out on LinkedIn. Now, I also am going to have a free checklist for you to download of today's episode. So if you're driving, you don't have to try to make notes of all of this. And to get that, you simply have to go to timetoflypodcast.com/012. And I'll also link directly to that link in the show notes so you can easily access the free download of the checklist. LinkedIn is an invaluable resource for networking or finding a job, but it can be disastrous if you don't use it correctly. Not only could mistakes cost you potential business, they could actually harm your reputation. LinkedIn is a great tool for finding clients or customers, making connections that can lead to investors or other essential business contacts, and of course, finding a job. When looking for your ideal client, LinkedIn is the perfect place to start. 75% of all LinkedIn users have incomes over $50,000, and 44% have incomes over $75,000. This is according to LinkedIn's own statistics. Of course, to have your perfect client find you on LinkedIn and want to do business with you, you need to have a completed profile to stand out. Users with complete profiles are 40 times more likely to receive opportunities. Just by having a completed profile, 40 times more likely. That's a pretty big number. Personally, LinkedIn is a vital part of staying connected to my clients, former and current business associates, and developing new connections. In my adult life, I have lived in 3 different states, South Dakota, Iowa, and Arizona, and I have built networks and businesses in each of those states. I like that LinkedIn is a professional platform, and for the most part, a very civilized exchange of ideas and thoughts. LinkedIn definitely fits my personality more. In this episode today, you're going to learn how to create a professional, engaging profile and avoid common mistakes people make when using LinkedIn to promote themselves. You'll also learn some valuable tips for making the most out of your LinkedIn profile, how to make more connections, and get the results you're looking for. If this episode isn't quite enough for you, you can check out the live hands-on workshop that I do have coming up. You can get more information on that at standoutpro.com/workshop. During this workshop, which I limit to only 5 people every time I do it live, you will get 4 headline formulas, 6 summary templates, 13 connection scripts, including 6 of them for cold connections, and you also get a walkthrough video creating your banner and other information. When you're done with my workshop, you will have a LinkedIn profile that is ready to stand out and start attracting clients. So step 1, use appropriate profile photo. A profile photo is a vital component of your LinkedIn profile, but many people seem to skip this element or upload a random photo that doesn't make sense in a professional social media atmosphere. While getting a job or making business connections isn't, or at least shouldn't be, about appearances, having no profile photo is a big red flag to a lot of people. The default silhouette in LinkedIn is not a great way to make a first impression. Profiles with a photo get up to 21 times more views and up to 36 times more messages, according to a Time.com article. I know for myself, I will not connect with a person if they don't have a profile photo. It's just like if you're shopping online for something like an apartment or a car. If there's no photo, you're likely to believe something is wrong with it. Not only that, but photos help you remember people. Without a photo, you'll just get lost in a sea of people. However, if you have a photo, people will start to recognize you by it and they will remember you. Of course, having a terrible photo is worse than having no photo at all. Keep your photo professional and clear, and try to keep it up to date. If you've drastically changed your hair color or hairstyle, have lost a lot of weight or gained a lot of weight, it's probably time for a new professional headshot. Make sure that when you do those professional headshots that your photographer knows it's for a business profile. You don't want to use special effects. And if you do choose to use a selfie photo, don't use any of the special effects on your camera or from Facebook. Don't add a photo of you with an alcoholic drink in your hand, unless your main job is a craft brewer, wine consultant, or distiller, and you have a professional photo shoot done featuring said beverage. Don't post a photo of you with your beloved pooch, unless you are a professional dog trainer or small animal veterinarian, and you have a professional photo shoot done. Just a clear headshot is perfect. Think about what you would wear when meeting someone in a real-life setting where you were the expert they wanted to do business with. What would you be wearing in that situation? That is what you should be wearing in your headshot. For me personally, in my professional headshots, I wear blue because that is my main color in my StandOUTPro.com logo and also in my ShieldBar.com logo. And when I go to networking events and meet people in real life, I try to wear blue also. It's just a subtle way of making that connection between the online world and the real world. Remember, this is a professional network, not Facebook or Instagram, where more lifestyle photos are appropriate. You need to put your best foot forward in order to make the most of your contacts. Step number 2, max out your experience. Now that you have an appropriate profile photo, it's time to max out all of the sections in LinkedIn. Be sure to update all of your relevant career experience. This is your resume, and you want to put your best foot forward. Include employment, current and past, education, and the industry you work in. To quickly create a LinkedIn profile, open up your current resume and copy and paste the relevant information. It's important that your resume matches your profile because prospective employers will check. Double check your employment dates, job duties, and make sure there are not any typos. The experience section is where potential clients and recruiters will thoroughly look at when they are on the verge of contacting you. They will want to know if you have relevant experience or knowledge to help them. Step 3, write a fantastic summary. This is where you really sell yourself to your potential connections. Your summary should expand on what appears in your headline, highlighting your specialties, career experience, noteworthy accolades, and thought leadership. Your LinkedIn profile summary currently gives you 2,000 characters to work with. Max that space out to really converse with your reader. You could add a list of easily readable skills, career highlights, work samples, images of certifications, videos, and your contact information. Now, I do caution if you want to add your contact information, be sure that you are comfortable with random people calling you. You may want to set it up that you can have them schedule an appointment with you through Calendly or another online scheduler, or you could put your email address there. Otherwise, people can use Messenger to reach out to you via LinkedIn. Remember, the different and broader space in LinkedIn gives you a great opportunity to help you to stand out and to help you look like a fuller, better package, even when your resume is out there with a lot of different companies. Maximize what you are given and beat the competition. When writing a resume, the intended audience is another person. But the truth is that when it comes to a profile summary in LinkedIn, the writing is more for search engines. Recruiters and others search LinkedIn to find talent matching their needs, so turning up in these search results is clearly desirable. There is an entire science to this discipline, search engine optimization, otherwise known as SEO. Although the specifics of SEO are beyond the scope of this episode, the governing concept is a simple one: keywords and their variations. Anyone who has used a search engine understands how important the search terms can be. Use keywords that reflect the skills you possess for the position you are seeking. That way, when people type in searches using keywords that match your skills, your profile is more likely to pop up in their search results. There has been much discussion about whether it's best to write in first person versus third person. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter either way. Just stay consistent with whichever you choose. Don't go back and forth between first person and third person, as it's confusing, and it also signals a lack of attention to detail. Just like the objective is an important section of a resume, or at least it used to be, the summary is an important part of your LinkedIn profile. Sure, the objective may have gone out of fashion, but the summary is a vital component on LinkedIn. Look at it this way. People are incredibly busy. They don't have time to delve headfirst into every single profile and read word for word. They check the summary first to see if there might be a good fit for their purposes. If there isn't a summary, they may just move on. In summary of LinkedIn summaries, keep your ego in check. Focus on the most relevant details about your career. Avoid meaningless jargon. Ensure it's easy to read. And one last tip on summaries, make sure that the first couple sentences really speak to your ideal client or the recruiter that you're wanting to attract. because that is seen on your profile. Go check out LinkedIn.com and go check out random profiles to see what I'm talking about. It is important to have it crafted well, especially the beginning. Now we're going to take a quick sponsor break. When we come back, we're going to get into steps 4, 5, 6, and 7 of 7 simple steps to stand out on LinkedIn.
This episode is sponsored by StandOUT Pro, teaching you how to stand out and get more clients using LinkedIn. Get your free gift at StandOUTPro.com. We are back. Step number 4, craft an engaging headline. Now that you've maxed out your experience section and have written a fantastic summary, it is time to craft a very important part of your profile, the headline. This is where you can really shine a beacon to your ideal client. You need to pay special attention to this section. The job of any headline is to entice people to click. At minimum, you can use your headline to highlight your current position and company. For example, Director of Inbound Marketing at ABC Corporation. But you can and should go further. Highlight your expertise, i.e., content marketing strategist and copywriter, or awards or showcase skills you want to turn up in searches. Another example, speaker, trainer, author, consultant, evangelist. Tell everyone on LinkedIn who you are, what you do, and why you are someone they need to connect with. One major mistake people make with regards to their headline is to put something generic like their job title. Never use a headline such as account manager or sales associate. Do you realize how many other people are doing exactly that? In order to really make the most of LinkedIn, you must stand out. Of course, standing out does not mean being over the top just for the sake of grabbing attention. Don't use anything too silly or outlandish, and definitely don't use anything that could be controversial. This is a business network and you must remain professional. A good headline lets people know who you are and what you can do while also being engaging and interesting. Experiment with a few until you find one that really works for you. And remember, LinkedIn is a social media platform. You can make changes at any time. Step number 5, brand your banner image. This is some pretty important real estate on LinkedIn. Does your LinkedIn profile look boring and average? Give your profile page a bit more personality or branding with a visually appealing banner. This is a great time to show your personality and drive home your message about your business. It is not the time to show off your boozy cruise or even the super cute pic of your adorable family. You still need to maintain your professionalism as it relates to what you do. Your LinkedIn banner should tell the story of your profession in a visual manner. This is a prominent part of your profile page. You need to make sure it represents you as best as possible. If you're struggling with picking out the perfect banner image, try reaching out to a colleague at work, friends, or family for their input, or hire a graphic designer. Keep in mind, there's nothing holding you back from changing it later if needed. Once you have one you like, before uploading, ask yourself this question. Does this image represent me personally and as a professional? LinkedIn advises users to use an image such as a PNG, JPEG, or GIF with dimensions of 1400 by 425. Now, you can do a 72 DPI graphic on here, but I suggest a 300 DPI in case you want to use that graphic elsewhere. Now, if none of that made sense to you, definitely hire a designer. It will be well worth your frustration. Canva.com does offer a free way to create your own LinkedIn banner. In my upcoming workshop, I do actually have a video that walks you through how to create a banner using the Canva app. You can register for the next live hands-on workshop at standoutpro.com/workshop. Step number 6, make connections. If you think people are going to magically search for your profile and find you, then think again. More than likely, you're never going to be found at all unless you put some work into making connections. Not only should you make connections, but you need to make the right connections. If you are looking for a job, find recruiters and HR managers in your field of work. If you're looking for clients, make connections with people you believe would need your services. Define your ideal client, then look for them on LinkedIn. However, don't go straight into pitch mode as soon as you connect with them. You do need to develop relationships. LinkedIn isn't just a place to toss up a resume. It's a social network, but just like anything you do, the more effort you put into it, the more reward you will receive. You need to have connections in order for LinkedIn to be of any real use to you. LinkedIn makes it simple to start connecting with people you have already had interaction with. You can grant permission to have LinkedIn
import all of your email contacts. Then you can pick and choose from those contacts who you want to actually connect with on LinkedIn. Now, one thing to be said, if you're like me and you have multiple email addresses, if somebody imports all of their contacts, it may not register if they have a different email address than what you actually have on LinkedIn. If you select all, you very well could be sending invitations to all of those people with multiple email addresses to register for LinkedIn again. If you haven't been able to find them on LinkedIn via email address, simply do a search via first name, last name, and geographic region. To start making connections outside of your existing network, first find a few people in your field and request to connect with them. These could be recruiters, employees, or any other similar type. Just be sure they're in your field. And when you send the connection request, make sure you add a note as to why you want to connect with them. Next, look at their connections in order to find other people you can network with. You can then personalize your request to connect by mentioning that you have a connection in common. This will help you form more connections. Eventually, people will start requesting to connect with you. You can then choose to connect with them or not. To connect with those outside of your existing network, your LinkedIn profile should always be public, even if you feel the need to remain somewhat anonymous. If you have to, you can omit certain personal identifying details, but you must make your profile public if you want to be effective on LinkedIn. There are times when you might really need to be private, such as when you are actively seeking employment while already working elsewhere. You might want to keep your job search a secret from your current employer. LinkedIn does offer an on-off button so that you can let recruiters know that you are interested in being contacted. You can share your career goals, including the types of companies and roles you are most interested in, with recruiters on LinkedIn who may have opportunities that match your interests and background. Once you opt to share your career goals with recruiters, users of LinkedIn's recruiter product will be able to find you based on your shared career interests while they are searching for profiles. Unless you have a very good reason for having a private profile, you are best served by keeping your profile public. Keep in mind that LinkedIn has a number of privacy settings that can help you control what people see on your profile. This way, you can keep relevant information visible to everyone while still keeping certain information visible only to those you really want to see it. Now on to step number 7. Be consistent and positive. LinkedIn status updates are your chance to highlight some of your recent work, share an article or book you've read or written, promote your presence at a conference or event, or offer inspiration through a quote or saying. Because LinkedIn is a business network, it's best to keep active, but don't go overboard. Try to post an update at least once a day at minimum. Aim for a maximum of 3 or 4 updates per day, as long as you're sharing useful, relevant content. Yes, useful, relevant content. Every update is another opportunity to strengthen or forge a connection. What you say reflects on you. Never post negative comments about someone's post or a past employer. Instead, pause and think if there's a way you can rethink and rewrite in a constructive way. If you can't, just hit the delete button and go do something else to shift focus. LinkedIn is a great place to network, make important business contacts, find a job, and acquire clients. But if you're not using it correctly, it can actually end up harming your reputation. As long as you're careful and respectful, you shouldn't have too many issues. But keep in mind that above all, LinkedIn is a social network. That means you have to respect the same basic rules as any other social platform. Remember these key elements. Use a clean professional photo, make connections and be social, fill out your profile completely, craft an engaging headline. This is one of the first things people see right underneath your photo. Showcase your professional personality, write a fantastic summary showing your achievements, be consistent and positive in your daily and weekly LinkedIn activities. Take the time to do these 7 steps and you will be outstanding on LinkedIn. If you would like to learn additional actionable steps to turn your LinkedIn activities into a great client acquisition tool, make sure you pop on over to standoutpro.com/workshop and register for my next live hands-on workshop. Remember, it is only limited to 5 people each time I do a live workshop. And as a special gift to you today, pop on over to timetoflypodcast.com/012 in order to get the download that accompanies this episode of the Time to Fly podcast. Be sure to join us for our next show of Time to Fly. Give your business wings.
A big thank you to this episode's sponsor, StandOUT Pro. Be sure to get your free gift at standoutpro.com.
Join our fly. Stay informed of all things Time to Fly by subscribing to our newsletter at timetoflypodcast.com. And be sure to tune in to our next show.